Hi guys, been a while since I've been on here. KC Retro here. Just wanted to kind of show some of my finds over the last month. Considering starting a little bit of a series. I haven't posted in, gosh, probably 8 months. But I'd like to try to be a little more active on my YouTube account. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that. But did want to share with you some of the items I found, some of the work I've been doing lately. I really haven't been doing a lot of shopping just because I've been so busy trying to get organized. Wanted to try to become more organized. That's one of my resolutions. But I know some of you that might be watching have been to my house, and I've taken you down into the basement to show you a few things, and it's been terrible. I mean, there's just been a small path to try to get through to look at some of the treasures I've had, and it's still not in good shape, but it is getting there. So I did want to just kind of go over that. So this video, it's going to be one of two things. It's going to go over some of my eBay sales for the month, the last 30 days. Going to go over some of my finds for the last 30 days, and that includes garage sales, a few pickups from eBay, thrift stores, of course. That's where a majority of my stuff comes from. But and I also want to kind of document how I'm working through my death pile and getting more organized with that. And it's ugly, guys. I don't know if I consider myself a collector or a hoarder, but I'll let you be the judge of that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. First things first, wanted to go ahead and go through some of the work I've been doing in the basement to try to clean up. Two things have happened here. My kids have all gone off to college that played softball, and my basement has been heavily dedicated to their softball training. So I've had a 45-foot net where they can do batting and things like that, pitching. But like I said, my last of my three girls has finished up with softball. My middle daughter, she's still playing in college down at Missouri S&T, which is absolutely outstanding. She's had a great year. Batting's down just a little bit, but her fielding's been looking great. And as a freshman, she's starting shortstop for him, so I'm proud of her for that. But let's go ahead and get started here, and I'm going to flip you around, kind of do a walkthrough of the basement. And this can be a good way for me to document some of my progress. So, second here. All right. This is the main area, and this is where I have crammed a lot of stuff in to because my kids have played softball, and it's still a mess. I'm working my way through it. But of course, we've got all of our box systems, many of my collectible toys that I've kept, mostly 80s, 70s, and 80s toys. And of course, my server for my multimedia, which I can go into that at some other point. But and the massive collection of video games, well over 3,000, and gosh, probably $100,000 worth of video games. It's crazy. But I've had to kind of expand a little bit to work my way up the stairs because I've just run out of room. But those are all Sega. But my goal is to get this to what it should be, a place where I can come down, or my wife and kids can come down, and we can sit down and play video games. Right now, there's no chance of that. But mark my word, we will get there. So this is probably the biggest change. From wall to wall used to be a hitting net. And like I said, we've sold those and got rid of them because the kids have moved on, and they're either not playing or the one that I have is in college. My wife asked me to make this area here a workout area, and that's a work in progress. Over here we've got some padded flooring that I'm going to install over the concrete. We've got a treadmill here and an elliptical, and of course this is new old stock. Box has never been opened, but looks like it's probably set somewhere for quite a while. Thrift store finds. Paid $150 for the two. We've got an elliptical, a Gold's Gym elliptical, and we've got us here a treadmill. A couple weekends ago, I went and picked up this TV, and this is a spot where we can play videos and workout videos, things like that. One good thing about me doing this is I've had these speakers and the stereo just kind of hidden away and not in use. And by me making this a little bit of a workout area, we are able to get this stuff out. And I tell you what, these JBL speakers, man, they will pound. So this is the biggest thing that I've been working on, is trying to get organized. A couple weekends ago, I made a couple of additional shelves. Now what we've got going on here, I don't know if I can zoom. There we go. I always had this shelf, and it was up against that wall, and I moved it. Just this shelf alone is the 1,500 items that I have listed on eBay right now. And, of course, the DVDs, VHS, and some of the video games, they're listed as well. But everything else from this new shelf is all stuff I've picked up over the last 3 or 4 years that I haven't even touched since I've bought them. I know I've got some crazy stuff in here. One of these boxes has a huge collection of Nintendo Power magazines. One box has a brand new OLED Zelda Switch, and just action figures, controllers, just board games, classic board games, all kinds of stuff, just packed full of stuff that I've got to get through. And same goes for this over here. We've got just boxes and boxes and boxes of inventory. This is the death pile, if you will. We've got a box of just the same 70s play set. It's called Big Tracks. I think there's 3 of them in there. I mean, boxes and video game consoles that have never even been tested. Sports card collection, which I want to try to get minimized. Kind of get rid of some of the stuff that is taking up room. Keep some of the sets and key cards, but I do need to shrink that a little bit. Sports memorabilia, autographed balls, helmets. Oh boy. But anyways, this is the death pile that I'm working my way through. And eventually we'll be able to walk through this area. Alright, well, let's go through some of my finds. These are just action figures that I've picked up over the last month. So within the last 30 days. Marketplace, garage sale, and thrift stores. That's where all of this is sourced from. G.I. Joe. Picked this up today, which is Sergeant Slaughter's Triple T. Got some She-Ra and He-Man stuff. worms for the Cobra Maggot. And I got this guy, and what's crazy is it came with his bird with the claw intact, and it's probably the most valuable part of this action figure, and I cannot find it anywhere. I know it's here somewhere. It will show up. This item here I've been wanting for a long time. I am missing a ton of missiles, the bombs and missiles, but I'm excited that I finally own one, GI or Cobra Rattler. This guy here, picked this up at the same sale. I tell you what, guys, the guy that owned these was a smoker, and I smoked myself probably about 10, 15 years ago, and when you're an active smoker, you don't realize not only the damage you do to yourself, but to everything in the room. This thing was so filthy. I've probably spent 2 days cleaning this, and it could still have some time spent on it. But a Tiger Force, I think they call it a Tiger Fly, which is basically the Tiger Force version of the Dragonfly. And then, of course, the driver, which one thing I find interesting, the driver is actually Recondo and not Wild Bill. We got a couple of the Wild Weasels and the Cobra Rattler. Grabbed these off the marketplace. I think I paid $50 for the Lion-O and some of the figures that came with him. Lion-O's in bad shape. Thundercats, sorry. But this was probably the big thing that I wanted to get here. I think that figure right there is $60, $70 in its own. Lion-O's sword is in good shape. Now that's the red one. I need to look in my collection because I know I've got both the better condition Lion-O's, the red hair and the orange hair, and I believe I needed the red variation of the sword for my red hair Lion-O in my collection, so I'm excited about that. We do have some Silverhawks items, not very many, none of the good stuff, but got that guy. I think his little accessory is more valuable than the figure itself. And then these two, I believe those are part of the same toy line. I've got some of the G.I. Joes, a couple Star Wars items in here. I think that was I think it might have been called Black Hawk, or gosh, I can't remember. But that's from the late 70s, early 80s. Cobra Condor, which this was hard for me to find. This is my second one, and this is a little bit more complete than my other that I've got listed on eBay. And let's see, a couple things that I got today. Oh, yeah, check this out. So this here is Micro Machines. Check that out. And some of these are pretty valuable. I've got some of the military sets, the construction sets, and some track. So I'll probably be selling some of these Micro Machines just because even though I had them, it wasn't something that I played with a lot, and the value of them, it just makes sense for me to go ahead and sell. As I've said to many of my friends and people in the hunting market. I am a collector first and resell doubles and things that I don't really collect. Grabbed this at a garage sale. The personal communicator from Star Trek Next Generation. Grabbed this at the thrift store. It is kind of nasty, so it's going to take some cleaning up, but that is my buddy from the late 80s. My buddy. Grabbed this up at Savers. Right now it's just an empty box, but it did come with 2 controllers, all the cables, and the console. I purely bought this because I wanted the box. I didn't have a box for mine, so I'll be selling the console after I test it and all that good stuff. Grabbed these. The Shadow. Mint on card. I think these are from 1994. Battlestar Galactica. I don't have any attachment to this stuff, so I will probably be selling this. I don't think they carry a lot of value. But looks like that is from 1996. Trendmaster item. And another Battlestar Galactica Starbuck. They're pretty cool looking figures. Like I said, don't think they carry a lot of value, but I do like them. Today, what did we get? Oh, this I thought was so cool. I remember these from when I was a kid, and I never owned one, but of course fell in love with the commercials. And I have no idea if it works. I do know I need to try to find a front-end battery cover, and I'm pretty confident that the battery cover and the front end to this is probably more expensive than what the car is. But check this out. The animal. I paid less than $5 for this thing, and this is awesome. It's where the little claws come out of the tires. And I believe, yeah, 1984. I remember all the commercials to these, and I will be keeping this just because of the nostalgia of it. These I picked up because I have sold them many times. I find them at Savers every once in a while. I believe they were Toys R Us toys. They're kind of that soft dinosaur. Every time I get these, I list them and I sell. Don't know if there's a specific group that collects these things. I didn't. But I do know from past research these were Toys R Us items, and they are very cool. I've sold this guy multiple times for probably 25 plus. First time I've ever seen a T-Rex, but popularity of a T-Rex, I'm sure I'll get my investment out of that. Let's see what else we got here. Grabbed a couple games today. A couple PSP games. We've got Tekken Dark Resurgent, Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokan, and a Burnout game on the Xbox. Found those at Savers this afternoon. I've got a Monopoly Game of Thrones Collector's Edition. The contents of this is still sealed. Box shows a little bit of shelf wear, but $5.99. I'll probably sell that. vintage 80s and 90s board games I have had some fun with. This guy here, Don't Wake Daddy. This sells for probably $35. And I did take the time to go through it and count all the cards and the pieces and make sure that that's there. And a little bag of toys I picked up. I grabbed primarily for the little rubber wrestler guy that's in there. That is a 80s or 90s item, I'm sure. Now, this here, this turned out to be probably the gem of my pickups today, and I recognized it, but didn't realize its value. It's a little gun called, just says laser gun on it. It was made in, let's take you over to some light. It was made in Hong Kong, and I looked up comps on this right before I left for work today, and these things are going for like $80, $90. So I'm hoping that I can clean it up a little bit and put some batteries in there and it actually works. And if it does, I will be selling this. Just once again, no sentimental attachment to it. It was a little bit before my time. I believe this was a early 80s item. So look at that. I paid $3.49 Savers, and like I said, this is going anywhere from $60 to $80. 80 if it's working. So also picked up this Oreck professional air purifier. Paid $14.99 for it, and the comps on that is going for about $55 plus another $16 shipping. So that was my pickups for the month so far. It's towards the end of the month, so probably anything that I pick up after today I'll put into next month's. Just on what we've done this month. Last 90 days, we're at 52, 68, 17 sold. And last 31 days, we're at 22, 12, 53. And it looks like we're up about 28% on that. eBay's kind of slowed down for me, and I do believe it's because I've been, believe it or not, cleaning up this mess down here, and haven't been listing as much. Obviously, there's an algorithm. Also had picked this monitor here up. I think I grabbed this thing at Savers, and I paid $12.99 for it. So I thought that was a pretty good pickup. I think it's a 27-inch, and it was a upgrade from this little Dell that I had, 17-inch Dell. So, but yeah, that's my pickups for the month so far, and I'll try to update this every month. And obviously, if I find anything amazing, I will be sure to add some videos. So give me a like and follow and subscribe, and I will try to keep you guys entertained a little bit better than I have the last year or so. So that's about it for me. Signing out. KC Retro. Appreciate you, and good luck hunting out there, guys.